You know, once again, congratulations, Ajerss Acorn.
Yeah, no credits for Vidil, Cooper, and Sphinx there. However, Swappy gets knocked in this entire wild exchange here of teams looking inside. They're back into the action right now, but pressure's on now. They know where they stand right on the leaderboards for damage here so far, so I'm sure they are recognizing there's still danger looming. It's a good time to rotate now, given that the zone's already revealed itself. It's pulling further and further east-north. It's not going to be too bad to play off of for them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a blessing for a good majority of the teams here going off of that mountain, but now you got to start being proactive, start to really think where the zone could end up. If it pulls towards the south, we're going up mountains, so you got to be prepared with a lot of materials. If it pulls towards the west, you got open water monster, and those are some of the most disastrous zones. We saw it throughout the course of the day yesterday. And then, of course, if it goes north or east, that's kind of even around the lobby. Not too treacherous, just cold. Peterbot and Ritual, even though they're falling down that damage threshold, they're still figuring out a way to maintain their position above everybody else. Vidil, Cooper, Sphinx, they're the ones teeter-tottering in and out of that threshold. First we see them below, then up, and then now below yet again. This is kind of forcing their hand around every single zone.
Yeah, this is looking pretty problematic for them right now if they can't find a team rotating to the south. Sphinx making the right call to play for a different angle now. The deal, though, sitting in the cone, gets granted some mats here. Someone gets eliminated above them, but they don't need mats. They need damage. They know it. At least some extra heals is going to be very much welcomed here. Look at Sphinx just fishing for anything here. Barely above. Barely. And that probably comes due to the fact that a team was not there. So could have just been luckily played out for them at this moment. However, they're not safe just yet.
That train almost ripped through all those trios down below. Luckily they saw it, spaced themselves just far enough. 44 damage, they're doing just enough for Vidil, Cooper, and Sphinx to not really have to worry about that active surge. They can kind of focus on this rotation. But while they're sitting pretty, having to get surge, you can see Peterbot, Cold, Ritual, they found a target. That's Virgo, that's gonna be the first one to drop. See Swappy up towards the top, he's gonna go down as well. And that was somebody that we saw get knocked just a few minutes ago. He got revived and got taken down again.
Crazy, these elims. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual starting to find right now. Continuing to trend their way up the standings right now. Meanwhile, Muzzjackal and Rise holding on by a strong margin now on the damage standings. It's just a matter of making it to endgame at this point for them. Two elims sitting themselves nice and strong here, and whoa, they're eyeing up high ground. You see Craze, Bucky, and Okis there, kind of positioned pretty strongly right now. It might be that they are the team that's going for the dub right now. Pollo, Acorn, and Ajerss, though, 7 eliminations. What has been going on here?
Been finding opportunity after opportunity. One of those eliminations we saw earlier that got stolen away. I didn't even see Acorn anywhere in sight. He was the one that had his eyes peeled, able to take that one away. 1,400 damage, almost 1,500 above the threshold. No real reason to peek, just like everybody else. You see the struggle that they're going through, both trying to get out alive. Reunite with his team, he spots out Pollo for a quick second, a few damage, revenge shots before he has to reclose that build, knowing that the zone's going over the bridge, up a little bit up that mountain. Not too terrible, but for those teams that rotate late, that's where they're going to have the troubles.
Do notice Built Rapid and Kanata's heals are starting to be very much affected now, given the zone and the way things are playing out for them.
Materials too.
Just down to minis pretty much. Yep, very limited materials. This is a team that is desperate for a refresh right now. Up they go with the Void Oni Mask. Rapid hurt there on the trade. Kanata falls as well after teleporting in, and it's all up to Bolts here pretty much as everyone's split up now to play this one out individually here. Difficult position to be in given the settings. Bolts is not even sure if it's worth getting to his teammate right now. Meanwhile, we talked about Okis, Craze, and Bucky up top here, and they continue to have a little bit of high ground. Bolts goes for it. What is happening here? That was very questionable, to say the least, but he thought he had something cooking, and unfortunately he will get punished here. Meanwhile, Rapid still on the hunt right now, not even inside the top 10 yet, and it feels like there's everything collapsing now before him. Jacob, they fall in 13th.
Not the start that they were hoping, but at least they're going and getting warm right now. Front of zone, Muzz, Rise, and Yapko, they're doing good. Ajerss staying in the fight as well. Even with a sliver of HP onto Acorn, they're remaining confident and tough. The high ground focuses down Pollo. The trio gets split up. Ajerss trying to go on a different angle, find a different path. He's trying to lead him to the promised land, but Acorn goes down as well. Ajerss with a big elimination onto Booga. He needs the siphon. He gets it just in time, trying to stay alive. His 5th elimination of the game.
The siphon keeping him in the game right now as well. Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot, though, start to scramble for high ground. Meanwhile, Okus is trying to get his bearings wrapped up, but who's coming up top? It's, of course, Peterbot, ready for the action here. Okus makes a decision to jump down. Will he go for the chomp? Instead, no, he's just scrambling as he recognizes everyone is here in his territory. No longer safe somehow, though. Still maintains a little bit of ground here, but he's out of match, Jacob. It's not looking good. Cold, Ritual, Peterbot finding every tag, and there goes the next one, and now Bucky as well. The entire team crumbling before the hands of Peterbot, Ritual, Cold, who are now playing for the dub.
Somebody awaken the sleeping giant. We talk about the lack of getting into the top 3s. This is their time to shine, but Ajerss down below, trying to get as many points as possible. First place still on the line as he scrambles to the backside of the zone, getting tagged up along the way. Big flank on the one, but Clix shuts him down. That's going to be the end of their run in 6th place.
Big opportunities now for Clix here to make some big points here. Get back onto the standing Sphinx. Vidil and Cooper, though, from the mud, they're still getting after it here. With a couple of mats, though, they're forced to the ultimate low ground. Clixiamzo here greet them with some shots. So do Vidil and team, but it's all coming down now to a 2v3v1 battle here. Who's the last standing? It's Virgo in the storm. 12 elimination for Peterbot. He's on the hunt right now. The medallion in hand is going to give him such an advantage here in this end game, but anything can still happen.
Hey, Amso going up, trying to do anything to think outside of the box and make a play. Peterbot gets tagged up, drop overall, but Cold gets revenge. Down goes Yamzo, Clicks by himself. 1v2 situation. Ritual is just on a sliver of HP. No full shields on the Cold either. If Clicks to make this play quick and in a hurry, get the damage, he can finally figure out a way to come off clutch, but they're ready for the fight on the other side. They drop down. Peterbot is not going to be disappointed.
What a game one. The heavy hitters are out to play. And look at this high ground retake here from Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, really earning themselves, cementing themselves on the top spot here deservedly.
Yeah, and it's all about the timing of when you take high ground. Bucky, Okus, and Craze had it 8, 9, 10th zone, but they wasted so many materials. Now the Kings have woke. Try to let the zone open up just a little bit and position themselves above some of these teams.
And Clicks to use a little shotgun upgrade as well. Rat Kanata bolts up here, sitting pretty strongly, looking down on the competition. Also just enough material to pretty much run this end game out here. Oh, big elimination there onto Chid. Seems like Kanata trying to get some snipes there. Muzz, Japco, and Rai starting to rack some up as well. Cold racking up his eliminations too. This could be a huge refresh here and a set of points. There it is.
That was a big 1,700 damage. In the blink of an eye, their game changes. Yapko goes down. Muzz with 36 HP, getting pressure from all angles, getting to expend a lot of that material. They see the wood. They know it's a weakness. Clicks, Yamzo, Batman, Booga try not to bite off more than they can chew. You talked about their space that they have on that low ground. They don't want to give it up for a singular elimination.
It's costing them a lot of material, though, now. Clicks down to 4 builds. Make that 1, never mind. He tarped his way through, coning off the top halves, making sure things are safe here. And it's just going to go back and forth, but they need a refresh here. You can have all this control, but if you can't convert, it's only a matter of time before things start to look really bad here. They start turning their focus up towards Booga's team. Rapid, Bolt, and Kanata, though. It just seems like teams that get the high ground have not been contested at all for it. Almost rewarded for the early plays.
Oh no, Peterbot again in a situation that we know all too well by himself as a solo, but little to no worries for me. He has that Wanderer's Medallion, top 10 already in this game, and he has so much resources and materials to keep himself going. I worry for Virgo on the other side of the wall. He quickly escapes, goes on up, and that gives an opportunity for Peterbot to continue to move to the front side of the zone.
Listen, Vidil's still standing as well.
Wow.
10 teams remaining, him being one of them as a solo, clutching up the points. That is what we call a solo clutch right there. He really is doing it for his team here. 9 now. Vidal finds the full elimination onto Batman Booga. Okay, so everyone's cooking now. What can Peterbot do here? He's got Virgo in his sights, and down he puts a big elimination there. He could use the mats. He's got to fight his way through a full trio, though. It's Bucky's team on the other side of the wall. He's like, nope, don't want nothing to do with that. He's got to get to the front side. Clicks finally falls now, and look at this. Peterbot still cooking, finding his way up.
Even though he's moving so quick, he's taking his time. He's being precise about every single one of his moves. Staggers himself just a little bit, knowing he has the splashes. Top 6 situation for him. He won that last game, and he's ready for a repeat performance. And again, he's smoothly moving to the front side of zone, taking control on the other side. Former teammates, and he's going for the fight. Big damage on Ajerss, forcing all 3 of those members back. Peterbot looking like the juggernaut of the lobby.
Ooh, and he finds a Beeb on the backside as well. More mats for him to go ahead and feast on to live this life up right here that he's got before him, but he's got to find a chance to pop these minis. Look at the smart decision making to go ahead and slip back to the edge there, play the storm for a second, ride it out, and then ditch the box here. More mats for him. He's just cooking here. Top 3s before him if he can find another Elim, and of course he does. He puts one down, but couldn't convert there, and now it's a 3v3. This should be Kanata's game to win.
I don't know when Acorn Pollo and Ajerss went down, but first and second place matching each other late in the game. They get contested late. Rapid goes down. Seek falls. That's the play he was trying to make. 2v1 situation. Osid is deep. He's far out of zone. Hopefully he has the heals, but it doesn't look like he does. He tries to make a play. Wanderer's medallion in hand. It's its only chance. Its only hope, but they continue to fall back. They have that strength in numbers monster, and they're ready to use it.
I love how Kanata's not even looking to take any risks. He's like, hey, look, Rapid, take this shield fish, heal up right now. We need every advantage we've got, and now let's turn our focus to high ground. There it is, tracking the zone perfectly, finding those weakened mats there, taking their time back and forth. It's just a matter of time here. There's no way Kanata's going to drop this opportunity. He should find it, but no. Rapid falls to the zone. Kanata's now ticking away here. He's lost sight. Osid's gone, and he will win the game. Down goes Bolts. Down goes Rapid, and then he had Fish to work with. There it is, and that's how he wins the game in the end.
You see shield missing from Ritual as well. All that fighting for just 48. Even though you're above Storm Surge on that threshold, it's not a feeling of confidence, but Liam by himself spotted out on the other side. Peterbot goes in for the elimination. But he was so weak, they're still barely 80 above the threshold.
Yeah, he had enough of that. Just a tag. I mean, they know that they need to finish this fight here, and the commitment's already been through and through. I'm very concerned now for Peterbot, Ritual, and Cold. I wasn't so much before, but after fully jumping away now, they're losing the trades here for damage. They're not finding the damage in exchange. Peterbot's so hurt here. Look at their HP counts. Barely safe as well. It's the boss that might be taking them out at this point.
I believe Storm Surge is active as well. They kind of fell below for a quick second before going right back up above. They took some damage. You can see how weak they actually are. If this isn't a sign of weakness, I don't know what to say, and I think they see it. Clicks, Batman Booga, so they orb over, and they force Peterbot and Cold and Ritual off of the island.
In the end, it looks like the boss will be secured to Clicks, Batman Booga, and Iamzo. They will be almost the kings of the hill at this point in time. But hold your breath. Someone looks like they've come back, potentially here for a moment, giving them a little bit of pressure, but no, Cold's gone. He had to get out. And this could be Clicks, Batman Booga, and Iamzo's game now. And honestly, this could be the moment where Acorn and team break away for good.
Yeah, right now, they're only down 12 points. Clicks, Batman Booga in 5th. Aviv, Booga, and Threats in 4th place. And already with 2 eliminations, that's an 8-point swing. So betting on the other side, but Cold is down. He was late to rotate, and you're seeing exactly what happens. Peterbot's trying to play defensive, hold multiple members back. That's Veer, that's Scare, that's Sinetto, and they're still, Monster's still barely above that threshold when it comes to Storm Surge. They're not only battling that trio, they're battling the damage as well.
Yeah, the thing is that they need eliminations and they need material badly. Iamzo, Batman Booga coming down from the high ground. They've obviously kept tabs on what's happening down below. This is looking so bad right now. The save is going to go off, but at what cost right now? They do not have HP. I mean, at this point, they can only hope to be delivered something, but no, the Surge is now online. and they are just barely holding on.
Cold isn't going to get knocked from Storm Surge if it hits. Cold is going to straight get eliminated, just a sliver of HP, but Peterbot goes down. The battle between the Titans, Clicks, Batman, Fuga, and Yamzo score a few eliminations and take second place off the map.
What an elimination right there. What an entire trade of events here in game number 9. The pressure is on more than ever for Peterbot fans to come together and see if their guy can pull through. What a trade of events right there.
And I can see them right now. Pollo, Acorn, Ajerss, they're lacing up their kicks right now because with second place down, that was the only team that's really within reach. They're ready to run away with this. They just need to continue the blueprint, the consistent games. It doesn't even have to be high elimination heavy. It's just all about surviving, and they're doing just that. Immediately orb to the center of the zone. Twas it opened up. They knew not many teams were already there.
Yeah, this is crazy because now they already had 40 points. They're about to, you know, earn that gap of back that Peterbot and team just had started to build for themselves after that last game 8 win. And this is also going to allow other teams to actually make a run for even the second seeded spot now, because you can't fall in the end game like that. Not the way they did, not before the placement points really get to start reward the lobby here. Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts, they'll see themselves once again back on the high ground here. Take 2 for the end game here. I'm sure that they're still eating themselves up after the last one, but here we have it.
Almost 200 points down of that second place team. And this is the chance because they already have 5 eliminations. They can score a couple more with a big win. I think they'll give themselves a chance going into the last half of the day. Yapko's doing that, getting elimination on to Sales. Whole nother trio on the other side, and he's kind of picking and choosing wisely. He's on the front side of the zone, waiting for the rest of the team to catch up. Buzz, he's the one that's kind of peeking through the cone along with Rise, knowing exactly where they need to rotate. They know they have to go now.
Pollo's on the way as well. Acorn and Ajerss get to the front side of zone now. They're just positioning up here. Still a ways to go, though. They're going to go for the material builds as opposed to using more Oni charges, but High Ground's got their eyes on him. Gotta turn up. Booga, Threats, and Aviv are tackling High Ground right now. Kanata comes down, though. He sees that things might be getting broken out, and yes, it actually all does get chopped here to fall. Booga and Aviv must be livid right now as they fall to the damage there. And now Bolts, Rapid, Kanata take advantage of this. They go for High Ground, but another team has got their eyes up there as well. It's potentially Clicks and Pollo's team as well. What is going down? This game 9 is crazy. Keep your eyes on everything happening here. Pollo, Acorn, and Ajerss could be looking to take things away right now. And if they do, it will be a 1 for the books here. Another elimination right now falls there. Take a look. Rapid falls as well. And now we're inside the top 10. Ajerss, Acorn, Pollo need the refresh here, though, as they run out of materials. But no! Pollo ends up falling, unfortunately, now. And it's Rise, Japco, and Muzz looking to make the climb back to the top. You just couldn't write this story yourself. It's all unfolding here and now. Japco, Muzz, and Rise looking to be one of the few teams to take another victory royale here on the FNCS final stage. Ajerss, though, is still holding on. Every point that he earns right now is going to set himself further and further away from Peterbot's trio. Do keep in mind about that. Still has to jump down, though, find some heals here. Potential to save his teammate. No, there's just no time to work with here. He will have to just play this one out by himself right now. And luckily, those knocks are giving him the scan for information here on the rest of the lobby. Take a moment to pay attention, really allow this to kind of settle in here. Meanwhile, Clicks is still alive. That medallion in hand, 28 HP, though. It's not looking good. Where's the Yamzo? Where's his teammate? They're both split up.
Opportunity, though. Clicks has a chance to go clutch. He has the medallion of Peterbot's performance, and it comes down to this, but he gets knocked. Yamto's now the last one surviving. Ajerss feeling that same pain, but he scoops up the medallion just in the nick of time.
This is crazy right now. Ajerss is still on the move. He's got the medallion now. He can't be tracked with the visuals. Give him away. 12 HP now, back against the wall. A top 3 for Ajerss. Who would have thought it'd go this far? And in the end, he still gets the knock. It allows Muzz, Rise, and Japco to win it. Finding the critical impact eliminations in the end to keep them up in top 3. And then Muzz, Rise, and Japco. My gosh, we love to see them win. And they do it in a spectacular fashion here for
even more eliminations. That's their 8th one. Now I feel like they've overtaken them on the leaderboard. Down 13 to start the game. 4 eliminations at 16 points. Depending on how many Yapko, Muzz, and Rise were able to grab before they went down. But Cold has been dropped. Peterbot, Ritual. Now it's just Peterbot. I believe Ritual just went down, fully eliminated, and they're quickly on the offensive. That's Pikes, that's Aoxy, that's Jojo Fishy on the other side. And this could be a big confidence-boosting win for them.
Definitely love to see it right now. Peterbot has to pick up Cold here. Can they bounce back? Man, disaster happening everywhere right now. So unfortunate for everyone that's a fan of Peterbot. Was hoping for them to go ahead and take the lead, and just like that, Jacob, looks like everything is crumbling. But if you're Ajerss, if you're Acorn, if you're Pollo, you're so excited about how this is all playing out so far.
Now you can kind of see him right now, 75, a couple of good shots, 107. Storm Surge is going to be a worry for them as this game does continue. Rapid's down. We saw him take a damage a few moments ago, but they full boxed up the double revive. That's going to take no trouble to get them back up as a trio. And immediately see them going for work, hunting, trying to figure out who is nearby that they can try to take on.
I'm just watching, paying close attention to that damage threshold right now that's starting to lurk and creep up on everyone in our competition right here. 95 above, pressure looming, full trio in front of them. Can Peterbot and Cold do it once again here? Can they continue to find their opportunities to claw back into it? Of course they can. You can't count them out. They're still extremely, extremely dangerous.
Smiley definitely put a smile on my face, I'll tell you that much. They didn't even see it for that moment, but Peterbot's reactions are just way too quick to let that one fly. You see the top of the mountain, Clicks, Batman, Booga, Yamso, one of them, Curve, Tyler, Shadow, another team, quick to rotate, trying to grab that positioning. They know there's more of that mountain to open up. Both teams have their eyes on that prize, but down below, Ajerss, Pollo, Acorn trying to go through unnoticed. And this is what they've been doing. They haven't been necessarily taking high ground early on. They're not putting themselves in a position to get contested on the congested side of the zone. It's just pure brain power coming out of Acorn.
Like what I'm watching right now from Ajerss, Pollo, and Acorn, though. Still moving, getting high ground, positioning themselves perfectly, and although they don't have the most damage, they have still managed to secure themselves a decent position here overall. Meanwhile, 32 below now, and there still is a fair amount of players that will have to fall here. Peterbot, Cold will have to get active. They're on the low ground as well. Focus starts to come in from the lobby. They know that they need to get out, and they got to get out quick. Peterbot goes first. More pressure coming in, though, as they get tracked through other teams. A little bit of mats here, though, he gets to play with.
Anything's better than nothing considering the situation that they're in. Storm Surge still going to activate at least one more time, but Pollo, Acorn, Ajerss, elimination was found throughout the past couple of seconds. That was Pollo and Ajerss who got credit for that one, tearing them apart. And you can see they desperately needed those resources. 14 material onto Pollo. You know high ground might not be possible for them this game.
Definitely not right now. But look at this. Threats going in. Greeting for the loot. Saw the wall was open there and decides to double back now. Booga, if even Threats could use the pickup here. Diego skates out to the side. Might be Cease Blake, and Jack will pick up the Elim there. Meanwhile, Cold and Peterbot still in the game here. Saw for a brief moment there, though. Eyeing up Ajerss on the other side of the wall. Sphinx, Fadil, and Cooper just to the right side here. Peterbot goes in onto Booga, but no. Uncharacteristically misses the shot that he needed to keep him up.
A nice cheeky little attempt for him. It's not every day you kind of see him just try to pounce and then kind of disengage back onto his teammates. Pollo, Acorn, Ajerss, 385, more than enough. And you see them looking up, eyeing with the idea for taking high ground with only 6 builds. If they want that to be a possibility, they got to get a refresh first, and running them down is going to be Peterbot's Cold. It's a duo, and they're forcing him down below. Peterbot just taking so much damage right before he falls, now leaving Cold as a solo.
And this is going off the mountain. I mean, anything can happen. Top 10 now for Peterbot and Cold. That's where they're going to get cemented in this lobby here. But Pollo, Acorn, and Ajerss are just running away with the points now. And the more that they earn here, this is where they really get to solidify their lead here, making it near impossible for the rest to catch up if they can't be stopped now. Acorn does fall here. There's a little crack in the armor, but Pollo follows up. He's trying to secure the points here. He gets one. Can he get the second? The Siphon starts to keep him in the game here.
Being targeted down below, Clicks, Batman, Booga, and Yamzo, that's the team. And you got to remember, second place out, third place gone early on. And that's Clicks, Batman, Booga's chance to rise up that leaderboard and take a shot at second place. Ajerss, first place, still alive, trying to hang on to what he can. 8 builds left, but with the Typhoon Blade, he's making it look easy, gliding his way to the front side of the zone, giving himself a fighting chance to get into the top 5 and even more after that. But he runs into trouble. Badil on the other side, we know the solo masterclass that he has. He takes down Blake, but he gets taken down. That Sphinx. Ajerss gets the elimination, the Siphon, and the little bit of materials that he needs most.
But Jojo gets him right afterwards, and Aoxy and Jojo get exactly what they need. A little bit of time to work with some maps as well. Fadil and Cooper are the only ones alive. Aoxy caught out of position, though, and this is a new opportunity, a new chance for someone to potentially win this game here.
4th place was still alive. 6th place still alive. This is a game that is definitely going to send Crakes down that leaderboard, and they target upward. Cooper's going to go down. One of the few trios left in the game because Rapid gets taken down. Curve is on high ground. He's trying to survive unnoticed as what I think is a solo because everybody is scared of this trio down below. Bolt's just trying to survive. Everybody's just trying to move back. They know that it's just dangerous to drop down low.
This is great for Clicks, Yamzo, Batman, Booga, the only strong team alive, the full team up as well. Curve is just here, Vadil's gonna fall, and now the math is starting to make sense for Yamzo, Clicks, and Batman, Booga. And remember, with every drop, with every elim they get that scan to go off too, so they have the information. I think they recognize what's happening. They're gonna hear the battle taking place up top, and this should be theirs. Curve gets chopped out. It's a 3-man fire show here. Yamzo, Clicks, and Batman, Booga are getting to work, and they're looking to add their way up to a potential top 3 now.
Big game. They just got to go through Bolts. He does have that medallion. Does have the potential to make a play. He is an FNCS champion, and down he goes. He's trying to go on the offensive. Out of builds is going to be Clicks, but 3 vital
moment here in the tournament standings. I think we have a fight for who's going to be going to Global Championship here, and I can't wait to see how it's going to go down. Take a look, though, from the other side. It was just easy street at this point.
Yeah, Bolt did what he could. Orbs tried to drop his way down, but 3v1, too much to over.
I mean, struggling for their tournament life. Like, look at Cold Acorn, or Cold Richmond Peterbot here, still fighting their way to this safety. They're not quite there just yet. Still have a little bit of a ways to go. Maybe now they get some time. They do have a fishing rod, so this could be the recovery point for them, Jacob.
Yeah, exactly. Now that they have the surge, this is something similar that we did see in the previous games where they were well above that threshold. Get themselves not necessarily the most highest point on the map, but just so they can kind of go through uncontested through these next couple of zones, all depending on where it's going to pull. You can see Clicks, Batman, Boo, and Yamzo, the most points so far, passing Virgo, Noxy, and their trio, who has been performing phenomenally well throughout the day as well.
Gotta keep it interesting though. 725 damage above the thresh, so they've definitely done enough. Wasn't pretty, but they got the job done. Pollo, Ajerss, and Acorn starting to feel the pressure starting to loom on top of them now, but look at this zone. They pulled that as well, so less worry for them about positioning, more now about just focusing in on the damage. Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid do have this little bit of high ground here. Oh, look at this. Aviv as well. It's positioned up for some high ground. They're just trying to break it out. They ain't trusting it. They're just trying to break it out. They ain't trusting it.
Yeah, I feel like that is where the zone is kind of heading. So they don't have the opportunity to one-hop it with the Void Orb just yet. So they're trying to drop it down so no other teams can take it either. They're content with their positioning, probably waiting for the next zone as they look for more damage. Video, Cooper Sphinx, 800 above. A much different performance for them as well from some of the games that we've seen so far. Badil having to clutch as a solo, the whole team being down on Storm Surge. Great opportunity. And speak of that, Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot sneaking up on the phrase. That one even hurt me. Visuals, no! He didn't even see it in a minute. She's trying to escape as a solo. Luckily for him, they're not getting too greedy because they got the elimination, the resources, and the spot in zone that they were looking for.
I mean, they are just getting served the championship dub on a platter right now. At this rate, these pickups are incredible. Let's see it. These are a lot of points. This is exactly what Peterbot, Ritual, and Cold need right here, and the mats. Could it be the turning point in the tournament here in the late half to keep it interesting? We'll just have to find out, but Kanata, Rapid Bolts keeping their story alive right now. We talked about how the zone was likely to position its way towards the north. They had a feeling of it. It's true. It's going that way. Everyone has to dip now. Click Siamzo, Batman Booga on the way there as well. And this is where things are going to start getting interesting now as we're into the end game here.
Clicks is so quick at setting up those pre-edits for the team. Even though they didn't get the elimination, you can see the damage onto Jojo Fishy, so he's feeling the pain. Donnie Chance also trying to move into the mix, but they don't know how hard it's going to be to try to steal away any of that loot. On the other side, they were the closest team to the zone, and they're quickly moving to make it known. They get to the front side, not quite in just yet, but they're using this opportunity to look back, try to punish any of these teams that are slow to rotate their way into zone.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing here from Ajerss, Acorn, and Pollo as well, but they are only 60 above, so they are feeling the pressure right now. A couple more players have to fall here before things kind of settle down, and these eliminations are going to be critical to their damage and their success here in the lobby. Let's see it though. The teams end up moving out. Now they're going to be one of the lates to rotate here, and look at this. The lobby has eyes on them. Booga threats Aviv, not making it easy for their move just yet.
And if anybody's going to have a chance, a long shot at taking that first place, they need to go down now as placement points just getting in. 8th zone, Booga, Aviv threats. They're going to be the ones on the high ground, but judging by the materials, this could get a little difficult for them to hold, especially if they get contested by any of these teams. Hungry down below. 6 eliminations so far. Cold and his trio looking for more opportunities to round down below. Recore all feeling that damage, and they're immediately going on the chase. The resources, the elimination points, the only way they can catch up is through this, and they're making sure to take every advantage of this opportunity.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They are looking to win this tournament. There's no way they need to play this aggressively otherwise. They want the points, and they want to do it here and now. And they only have these 2 chances left. This is game 11. They're putting it all on the line right now. Click, Siamzo, Batman, Booga are starting to trail behind. And let's not forget, there's still second place, just as important, arguably, as first, right?
Literally so close going into this game. Less than 40 points really separating both of those teams, but below the threshold yet again. Pollo, Acorn, Ajerss looking for opportunities, but 49 below. They're not panicking. They're not getting too antsy. They know that's just one well-placed shot really to make the difference.
Oh, no.
Ritual goes down. Cold's feeling a little bit of that struggle. Quickly maneuvers into a whole nother layer, but he has to leave Peterbot behind. They'll figure out a way to reunite later as they're not too far apart. They're looking down. Badil, Cooper speaks possible targets, but they're not getting too greedy. They already have 1,800 damage. All they need is cement a big victory royale here to try to close the gap, but even under pressure, Pollo, Ajerss, and Acorn continuously find a way to succeed.
And this is what they do best. This is where Acorn strives, playing the low ground, owning the outside of the tarp, getting to front side zone. You have someone like Pollo and Ajerss behind you. It just doesn't get better. But look at this. Batman, Booga, Yamzo, and Clicks know better. All the world to go and try to meet them there, but they're going to have to get cut off there. No heavy mats here. Peterbot goes for high ground, giving Aviv, Booga, and threat to run for their money, and he's still working it, but he's got to be careful here. He's starting to run out of gas. Down he goes. Shot onto Clicks there. It's not going to be enough to do anything big, but still being the disruptor of the lobby here as he's trying to keep his team in the running.
And looking for it back-to-back here. Clicks Yamzo, Batman Booga. See nobody holding on to height, so they go up. But Rapid, Kanata, and Bolt try to see the same thing. A full-on fight for it, but Clicks takes too much damage. No build. They cannot continue to fight. Clicks 7 HP. He finally goes down. That's Rapid, Kanata that's able to get the elimination. Yamzo turns back for a split second, but he knows he can't be the hero. Down he goes, and down goes first place as well.
First place down is huge right now. There it is, the runway starting to crack open. Peterbot doing what Peterbot does, and that is getting active right now. He's got the mats, he's got the medallion, he's got everything he needs to continue to earn a little bit more.
He can get at least a first or second place here. That's about a 30-point swing that they will not be able to get in first place. He has the medallion, 22 builds. This is a recipe for success as he finds another elimination onto Kanata. No points, but the loot might be just as good.
I was going to say, this is winnable with Kanata falling here. Let's not forget, they were a part of the recipe of the team holding high ground. Peterbot boxes up a deal. Sphinx comes down, but not too early, not too late. Peterbot is just on time with the knock-ons of a deal. Can he get the points here is what matters most, and he can't even be seen because he's still on the move here, making sure he holds that sprint button. There it is. Siphon comes through, and another one back to back, and Peterbot is running away with this high ground.
This is why we refer to as one of the best players in Fortnite history. Rise goes up, and don't let the name fool you, because he immediately goes down. The Peterbot destruction is real, and again, barely escaping. 10 HP, 1v3. Edgy is weak. He's cracked, but they're able to seal them. We're weak. That was a perfect opportunity for Peterbot to do Peterbot things, but you can see they wanted that win. They went through everybody down below. This was his only opportunity, but 3v1, 4 eliminations. Quanti, Edgy, and Bila win match targeting, trying to push them back. They want them off their lair. They want them around, but they want to get the eliminations.
Desperation starting to kick in for Ajerss as well. Notice what they're doing. Now they almost look like the team that needs to keep firing here to secure eliminations. Who would have thought the pressure to be this strong? Booga goes down. Peterbot finds himself a little bit more activity here, but can he track Bolts here? Bolts has got that medallion. He's in the storm. He's going to be impossible to track. There it is. Couple tags though, not enough. Meanwhile, Pollo Acorn is starting to get dismantled here. One's going to fall, but elimination falls. Pollo gets to pick that one up here, and they're one of the few trios alive here on the low ground.
And they have double-digit eliminations, matching the firepower of Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. But there has a few points remain. Peterbot's going for the eliminations, drops in, and he finds the medallion along the way. He was the one that took out Cold, looking to take out Pollo. Ajerss is underneath, but they're narrowly surviving. They're escaping danger at every turn. Pollo does it again. Reunites with Ajerss in the same box. You see the material count, the resources running dangerously low, and Pollo goes down. Ajerss now stuck to the backside of zone. First place down. It's up to Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. The storm's the line.
Couple points left on the table here. He's got to get them all. Peterbot finds Blake with a shot. Jumps out to the side. Blake takes high ground. What is he going to do? He's very, very hurt here, but he's putting the pressure on. And this is what pros do. They continue to push, even against all odds here. His teammate comes up. Cold is there to support him. They force him down to low ground. And somehow that for certain. But the question is, how many more eliminations did they have over their counterparts? Elims are worth more in this format setting for finals as well, so we can't emphasize how close this really is. Cold, Peterbot, and Ritual, from their perspective, they knew that they needed to do something big, and they actually did it to finish in a photo win right there. What a performance, a victory royale for Ritual. Cold.
Remember, yes, you know, once again, congratulations, Ajerss, Acorn, and Pollo are Major 1 champions, but there is still 2 spots going to the global championships, and we knew going into this, and it didn't change. It was always going to be Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot. And even in those moments, Kelly, where I thought it's over, Peterbot's alone, or, you know, even in this last game, I'm looking